Hello, my darlings. Good evening, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, ATL by Night. Chapter 6, A Willing Heart. Let's welcome our vampires.
Hello, it's me, Raya Sunshine, and I'll be playing Seamstress.
I'm Ian E. Muller, and I play Jackson.
I'm Katie Adkins, and I play Crimson Cynthia Celine Darkness. Can't believe I almost messed up my own name. And but you can just call her Sin, or follow her online at Crimson Sin.
Hello, my name is KP, and I play Gordon. That's it. That's all he is. He's a little pirate.
And I'm your storyteller, Ellie Collins. Don't forget to check out our link tree with all of our sponsors. And with that, why don't we sit back and relax, and let's tell a vampire story.
Rumor has it, I'm a savage, drop the classic, thinking back, drop the classic, to establish that the magic, is automatic, got a mask, who was that, living legend, lethal weapon, mastermind, never tried, tell them all.
Big dreams, I got big dreams just like baby. I've been joining forces with the likes of an A-team. Jumping off of buildings used to be so stimulating. Now I'm reaching new heights, I'ma need the off-whites. Play with the fire, you get burned. All of my struggles became lessons well learned. I got desires that keep me grounded, that's for sure. Cause one day we gon' make it out this earth, where's your worth?
I'm sick of your talking, you got the wrong one. I'm taking your king and I leave him broken. If I am in second, it's after no one. Just give me a second to let them know. I'm the headline, the deadline. I'm ahead time, the rare kind. I'm a living legend, lethal weapon, mastermind. Big time.
So tonight, we begin with Jackson. Please roll for your rouse check. How'd you do?
I'm at 3.
Starting off tonight very well in a blood shortage with 3. You have a call coming through right now from Alima.
Speakerphone.
Where are you sleeping tonight?
Coda's.
Okay. So Coda can hear this call.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yes, just making aware. And Alima goes, "This is Jackson, correct?"
Unfortunately.
Good. I have a plan to help alleviate the issues that we have in front of us. However, it is a plan that I, myself, am not happy with, nor do I wish to do it. And as you're a, shall we say, vocal proponent of your, we'll call them morals, I feel perhaps you are the one best to facilitate this.
Okay. You actually have me curious. What do you need? What's the plan?
Well, you know, it takes a kind man to organize a firing squad. By my calculations, due to the population of vampires and how much we need, I need 137 humans.
I'm sorry, what?
137 humans that we can have as a reliable supply. Given that we can't take too much and we can't take too frequently, this is the number that, shall we say, would be our reserve. I don't take this number lightly. But Jackson, I'm sure you can be keenly aware, without this, as things currently stand, a lot more than 137 people will die.
Yeah.
And these people won't die. We actually need to keep them alive and happy and well taken care of. But I leave it up to you on how those people are obtained, informed, cared for. I trust your opinion.
So you're fine if they're willing volunteers.
I'm fine if they know we're actually vampires, as long as they don't leave where they are. Send them to a nice farm upstate.
This is actually doable then. Okay.
As I said, the firing squad was invented by a kind man. I'm unsure if you're aware, when someone is killed by a firing squad, Jackson, only one gun contains a real bullet.
Keenly, unfortunately. Okay.
You are my one bullet. I trust you with this. Don't disappoint me. And the call goes dead. And Coda just steps a little closer and just goes, "Ooh, no, 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 no."
And Coda can hear what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just this is literally the only way this can actually function.
Well, but you also have to make sure that they can't talk to things like YouTube.
So people with no interest in having access to the outside world.
Or what is her name? That horrible woman that lives up in the tower.
That doesn't narrow it down.
What is her name? I don't know her name. She's the head of the Ventru.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't she have lots of houses and places and people could live in luxury and, you know, is it really a prison if you have a 3,000 thread count?
I know you're not intentionally being sarcastic, but...
I'm trying. I'm learning sarcasm.
You have a good teacher. We need, unfortunately, people who have no interest in interacting with day-to-day society, or aren't able to.
Okay. Do you have friends that can help you with that?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go.
I wouldn't have asked you.
I like not interacting with society, but I'm not a human, so I'm no help.
I know.
Be safe. Take Robin.
I was going to.
Okay.
Okay, I need to... Actually, I have an idea. I need someone who will make them feel comfortable, and I need someone who they won't recognize, or if they do recognize, they're not a good candidate.
Well, Sin's famous.
Yeah, that's who I was
But
thinking
maybe if they think Sin needs their help, they might want to. You know, little fanboy. What's the word they use now?
Simp.
Simp!
Yeah. Okay.
Just an army of simps. Did I say it wrong?
No, you nailed it.
Okay.
Right on the coffin nail.
Wouldn't Seamstress also know people?
That's that's you. I know you can hear my thoughts, but that is exactly who the two people.
I'm trying to make it sound like I don't.
I know.
You know, it's just an opinion of mine. Since I don't really have a possum in this Camarilla fight, might want to check with the Anarchs too. They care about helping people.
They do, and the work that Jesse has done with the unhoused populations and other disenfranchised groups. There's probably some willing volunteers amongst them. I need to make some phone calls.
Okay. I'm gonna go smell coffee.
Okay. And I will call Seam first.
Okay.
It answers on the first ring. Hello, Jackson.
Seam,
Yes,
I need your help with something.
I knew you would.
It is not going to be...
I'm terrified.
It might be fun, but no, it won't be fun. It's also not going to be entirely enjoyable.
Well, then why did you call me for this? If it's not fun...
I will explain in person. And I'm going to pick a relatively public meeting place that won't have a lot of people in it.
Oh. Jackson, you can always just come to the hospital.
Yeah, the hospital will work.
Okay.
I'll be there in a little bit. I need to call 2 more people.
Perfect. Never mind. I'll meet you in the hospital. And she hangs up.
Okay.
And then I will text Sin.
Oh, okay. So with what's happening right now with Sin, like, is her phone on?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Yeah,
I
you
wasn't
would've-
forced to turn it off.
No, you'll have new phones so that Ashton couldn't track you, so you easily have your phone back now.
Okay, cool.
And your felony activities actually garnered you 100,000 new followers.
Oh my gosh, I was gonna ask. I was gonna be like, because she's very knowledgeable with like phones and technology and like tracking and that kind of thing. Like, she specifically doesn't log into any of her accounts on this phone, and like made burner accounts to then follow her accounts to monitor them.
Yes. And the gossip channels have been going wild. You are pretty much the topic of each weekly update, you know.
Oh my gosh, I'm so mad I can't post right now because it goes so viral so quickly.
and it's becoming, you know, where is Crimson Sin? And theories are spouting. There's 2-hour video essays documenting things that happened in the backgrounds of your videos, trying to figure out if there was a jealous boyfriend that kidnapped you, or maybe it was something supernatural. You do a lot of vampire stuff. Maybe some real vampires found out and they killed you. And the theories and conspiracies and everything have made you just explode in popularity.
Okay, I'm obsessed. Thank you. Okay, so you text me. I say, what do you specifically say in the text?
I need your help with something.
Okay. She just responds, okay.
Not even okay, K.
like KK.
I will pick you up. Where are you?
Where am I? Again, I forgot.
You can either stay at the mansion, your previous apartment, or the school.
The mansion.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I'll be.
The mansion has had a lot of updates recently. It's actually quite nice now.
Okay, awesome. And since I am staying at the mansion, I did create and use the ability to see the ghosts and stuff. So, because I don't like feeling like I can't see people who are seeing me. Which is the irony of streaming online. But like IRL, you know? Okay, so, and the things that she has prepared is invisibility and corrosive spray.
Okay.
In addition to the icy ghosts.
Okay.
Because I know I can only have 3. So I'll tell you mansion.
Okay.
And I text, I'll be like, will I be bored?
No.
Okay, KK. That's it.
Okay.
And I will call Jessie
Okay.
while I'm driving to the mansion.
And she picks up Bola.
I need your help with something. I know you're aware of the shortage
Mm-hmm.
currently.
I am.
There is a plan to address it, but we need willing volunteers.
What do you expect me to do about it?
You have a lot of access to a lot of people who I would like to poll.
Like,
Whatever you think is best. I trust your judgment.
where do you want to meet?
I have to pick up someone, and then I'll just give them the hospital parking lot.
Okay. And did you say you called or texted Jesse?
Called.
Okay, so she says, okay, I'll see you there.
Okay.
And she hangs up. Gordon, you get a text
Yep.
from Jesse.
I don't think actually. I don't think Gordon has his actual cell phone on him, so he has a telephone on his desk though.
Oh yeah, so she would. That's right. She would have called your desk.
Yes.
And she says, "Hola, Gordon."
You see Gordon like lounging up till now, looking very bored, and he picks up Jess. In a while.
Yeah, I try and keep it that way.
Oh.
Look, there's the Camarilla needs some help, and I don't want to go. Can I send you instead?
I'm actually really busy right now. I have so
They
much
just-
stuff to do.
Look, it sounds like some clandestine shitty things that could help if we knew. You know, a little blackmail.
Say blackmail.
That's a word.
Let me look at my schedule. One moment. And you just see Gordon like hold it to his chest, like as if though he's actually like thinking about it. You know what? Yes, I actually can fit a little bit in.
Okay, fine. Here's the address, and she'll give you the address to the
Okay.
hospital.
All right. And he puts down this really ornate rotary phone back on the thing, and then kind of like fishes out like an older phone on him and sees the original text that came through and just like, I don't know, whatever, and then walks out. And he looks at this empty warehouse now, currently, where no one else is there, and he kind of just looks around and then walks out and then drives his own car
Yeah.
to where he needs to go.
And so, Jackson, you pick up Sin.
Mm-hmm.
For sake of expediency, you all arrive to
Okay.
the hospital. Seam, you can see them on the camera.
She's just sitting in her little thing, waiting. It's dark outside.
Yeah.
So she'll be waiting, and then when it looks like they're waiting for someone else, it seems like, oh my god. And she gets up and just quickly makes her way out to the parking lot to be standing right behind Sin.
Do I sense?
Oh yeah, you would know
Okay.
that she's there.
Okay, so you come up behind me, and so I'll just like kind of like pause and just like take like a step forward and then turn around and be like, oh hey.
I like her. You don't scare easy, Sin.
No.
Why are we outside?
Have I arrived yet?
Yes, you
Okay,
you
so-
will now arrive.
Okay.
That's why. Wait.
Hello. I open the door, like the window, and then as I open the door, walk out, I immediately see him. I'm like, oh, Madame, it's been a while.
Gordon.
You look lovely as
She
ever.
almost like levitates over to him and wraps her arms around his body.
Why
I
me?
miss this.
What have you been doing?
But if this and that, not quite much. I mean, it is a bit of a problem. My usual crew has been sent off on various things that they have to do, and kind of gets lonely. I do wish I had some company around the place a bit.
She opens both her arms again, but remaining close to you and looking down. Well, you could always come here.
You know, I do need to make a doctor's visit. It's been a while.
I can't remember the last time I checked you out.
It's probably been, what, 20 years at least? Maybe sooner. Either way, I just know we're due.
I think it was in that nightclub when we both ate.
I
Never
remember that
mind.
night. It was quite happy.
And she just kind of keeps moving around Gordon in excitement, a very calm excitement.
Anyways, what are we here for? What is this nonsense? Hello there.
I'm going to murder.
How you doing, cool boy?
So it wasn't your idea to get this group together, or what?
Hold on. 1, 2.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this reunion's been really lovely to witness, but why are we here?
3 success to make Gordon think very briefly that he's blind.
Oh. Someone turn off the lights. Hello. That's new. Oh, there you are. Neat little trick.
Mm-hmm.
Try it one more time.
I'm allowed to not like him.
I know.
Okay. I'm gonna murder Jesse, but I do need help right now. So I will not attempt to flay your skin from your body.
Sounds like a you problem.
It is a me problem. I'm well aware of that. I'll suffer in silence. Anyway. Are you aware of the blood bag shortage?
Oh, I'm well aware. I actually approached and had a little meeting last week just about this. Or however long it's been.
It has been about a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mighty fine pickle you've got us into. At least when I say you, as in whoever
The
on your
Camarilla.
side. Yes.
Yeah, it's very much the Camarilla's fault.
No offense.
Full offense.
I don't care.
Let's all remember that we are in my grounds.
Wait,
And we will
so
remain polite.
right. So you want to help with the blood bags shortage?
It's okay. Big picture, the more youths that can't find easy access to blood and get hungrier, the more humans they're gonna kill by accident.
Okay. I guess
Which is a rather delicately large problem.
okay. So you expect us to do what about it?
Apparently, Alima would like us to collect volunteers to donate on a regular basis.
Specifically for vampires.
Yes,
Oh, that's not hard.
that's why I messaged you.
Oh, I see. Well, I don't want to use like the people I use because that's for me.
Right, but
But I'm sure you could find more. There's this group
Mhm.
I met when like 10 years ago, where like they all like think they're vampires, but they're not, and they like meet up, and it's like this weird little secret group. It's really cute. And they have people that I know that they like, because they like to try to like drink blood just for like aesthetic reasons, I guess,
okay.
and stuff like that. And so I feel like maybe like that's a group I could potentially look into to see where they get their blood from. They don't drink as much, obviously, but that was my first like step into like, oh, people get volunteer this kind of thing. So
I have 2 rules. 1, they have no problem doing this relatively being the only thing they do with their lives.
Oh my gosh, wait, so you should totally get those people who like sign up. They're like, oh my gosh, like I'll just lie in a bed for like 10 years or something. I don't know, maybe it's more like 8 months. Where they like do nothing, but they're like at the end we'll give you like 10 grand. You know what I'm talking about? Those
I
like
do.
medical experiment people.
Mhm.
That's a great idea.
And
Let me get this straight. We are asking for voluntary cattle, essentially.
Will we at least like give them internet access?
no.
What?
And that's the problem. They need to be people who ideally don't know who you are.
Vegetables.
No.
No.
Oh.
Let me ask this. You're suggesting this as what, a stopgap until we have a problem solved, or are you suggesting this to be the new status quo?
Stopgap.
So, Seam, you would know that Dr. Amanda Gilbert of the Banu Hakim is developing a synthetic blood, but it is probably 6 months out from completion before it can be mass produced.
And her name was Dr.
Amanda Gilbert.
Gilbert.
It's stopgap because we need something better than this. I am not happy with this. I just want to make that very clear.
I happen to know someone stopgapping. Well, not. Anyway, I know of someone working on a possible solution for all this.
A permanent solution.
Wait, what?
Hopefully, if it works. Do you know Dr. Gilbert?
The name may ring a bell. Not
No.
The Banu Hakim.
You know what? Sorry to interrupt, but you know what I kind of don't really understand about like vampires at this point, because they've existed for like ever, right? Is the fact that like humans have developed like fake meat, but vampires haven't developed fake blood, like vegan blood.
That's
Most
because they all
vampires.
tasted like shit.
I don't know. Humans are doing pretty good with the fake meat thing. I tried some, and I thought it was meat. I didn't know the difference, so that was like interesting.
So they
Well,
have.
Well, I could tell a
can't-
little bit, but you know.
So they now have. I can't believe it's not meat. So this is.
I mean, I just
Yeah.
feel like maybe there should be. I can't believe it's not blood.
Well, funny you should say that.
Like, aren't there like vampire scientists who could work on this or something?
One is already.
Oh,
It's
This is
on
news
a
to me too.
Took long
longer
enough.
timetable for people not like us, but it should be ready pretty shortly. 6 months shortly.
What I'm going to say here is that we are tackling the symptom and not the main problem. We have on our doorstep an entire group that is looking to exterminate us whatever means necessary, and we are at this point looking to hide, looking to hole up and shore up on supplies so that way we can somehow, some way get through this. We're not going to get through this, not without direct action.
Gordon, you're older than me. I know you've seen what happens to kindred who don't have access to blood for an extended period of time.
Oh, I am well aware, yes.
That's not happening in Atlanta, or I will murder a lot of people.
I'm not suggesting that. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm
We
saying
need a temporary solution to this problem before we can deal with the cause of the problem.
and you're suggesting there is no slippery slope here, that we're not going to come out of this and think, oh, that was easy. We've just created this group of people. Why not expand? Why not build on this
I'm sure
system?
some people will, and like I said, that's when I start killing people.
I agree. I will too.
What if people have like assigned humans, like a little
Like
friend
a
or
ghoul.
pet or something, but like they volunteer to be there and they just like hang out a lot.
That's
Kind of what my people do.
Scope-wise, we need like 130 something people.
That's a very specific number.
Yes, I was given a very specific number. That concerned me, but some people like math.
So is it because 137 vampires need this, or they're
don't
like, this is just a good round number for cattling?
I'm
Probably based off of the amount needed to drink for each kindred, and then the amount each person can produce.
Yeah.
So if we had people who had like way too much blood production, we could probably bring the number down.
Okay, so you said that you have somebody working on like the synthetic blood thing, and that it could be not you, you just know of it. You know of it. And that would be ready in 6 months, so you only want these cattle people for 6 months?
It's not.
I don't like that term.
Yeah.
That's what you're suggesting.
I'm suggesting we find people who would very much enjoy living in luxury for 6 months with a big fat paycheck at the end of it in exchange for donating a pint of blood every couple days.
Well, then they
called
totally
blood
have
drive.
internet access. And then it's not luxury.
So
There's some people who don't enjoy spending all of their day on a cell phone.
Oh, you don't have to spend all your day, but just like partial.
I will say from what you gathered from Alima, The trade-off would be if they're perfectly aware of what they're doing for vampires, they cannot have access to the internet because that needs to be limited. If they think they are doing a blood drive or blood study, there would be no additional limitations.
Do you think we could?
I mean,
And I convey that more or less word for word.
We could probably convince the humans that they were simply taking a 6-month trial where their blood needs to be tested regularly, so it would be counterproductive for them to not live on the grounds and be monitored at all times for their safety. They're honored guests. Keep that ruse up until potentially we have synthetic blood, and then we let them go, or...
I do think the case study for money is a really good idea.
Yeah.
And the Camarilla have a lot.
I mean, like in this economy, like, oh my gosh.
And
Like, have you seen the price of eggs?
I haven't,
no.
It's high.
Oh, okay.
unfortunately.
Can I tell you what I feel right now? I feel that I have a re-understanding of why I hate the Camarilla.
Oh yeah.
Why you all just make my skin crawl. I am willing to make things blow up. I am willing to make fireworks, but
First of all, fucking rude. I don't think a single fucking person standing here identifies as Camarilla.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
really?
about to
Okay,
say,
my apologies.
yeah.
Okay, that was my fault.
No, that's
Gordon would
finding
assume
out
it, though.
that.
It's like, speak for yourself. I don't associate with any group in particular.
I'm just learning that as well. For you, Sin, I thought you were fully Camarilla.
No, I was kind of forced into all of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. And I fucking...
Thanks for that.
That... Don't look at me.
So,
Seem, you would now also put together, just from comments, Gordon is the one that blew up the original school.
And refresh me out of play. Did people die in that?
No.
No.
it was intentionally done not to get.
Gordon intentionally got everyone out to safety and then blew the school up.
I don't understand why people are so upset. It's just a building.
That's what I said. That's what I said. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Kind of
The
agree
school
with
blew
him,
up?
but I don't want him to know that.
That's
Yeah, prior to you...
Oh, well.
Yeah.
So you guys like rebuilt it to look old on purpose?
No.
That's Olivia.
That's Olivia's whole
That's
shtick.
her whole thing.
I see. Because it's
Some
like
have outdated
kind of
styles.
dusty on purpose.
It's
Interesting choice.
it's a
My question is, if none of us here are Camarilla, what is preventing this solution, this stopgap, from reaching the wrong ears? My hope is that whatever we're doing, if we're doing this as a blood drive, and we are compensating folks appropriately, and that they are not in any harm's way, and we're not using this as a way to create a new system of acquiring our meals, I'm okay with it. But what is preventing us four?
Right.
Us four right here, we have some level of control, some level of power, but that doesn't stop anybody who wants to have these thoughts.
two things. One, they wouldn't have asked me to do it if that was their intention, because they know me,
Who asked?
and I would Alima. Yeah,
Okay.
because Alima knows I will burn this entire city to the ground if that's what they end up doing.
We need explosives?
Always.
All right, well.
Although I have a new source for that.
Oh, it's not
So
the
get
same.
Ben.
He will.
Secondly, I will burn this entire city to the ground if that's what they do.
It wouldn't be the first time the city was burnt to the ground, so
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrid.
maybe this time we can rebuild it with like a grid system. It's like so much easier
Make
to
the
drive.
roads out, not name them all Peachtree.
Yeah, like what's up with that?
I
So
have
stupid.
another idea to keep them honest.
Hmm.
If your aim is mistrusting the Camarilla.
Always my aim, my
A
dear.
few that we send could be a couple of my children.
You're
My
what?
family.
Spies.
Yes. They're to donate blood, but also keep an eye on the Camarilla and make sure that we don't need to cause problems.
I am perfectly fine with that.
Wonderful.
I might be able
Are your
to
are
send-
your oh sorry.
I was going to say.
Not biological.
No, I assumed that. Thank you. Are they just like like you sired them? Like, what is your children?
Fighting ghouls.
Like, what is your deal? Like, what's your deal?
Well, anyone who identifies as queer is a part of my family, and I am older than all of you. Not you.
So,
Maybe.
maybe.
My dear, you're ever youthful to me.
So all of your children is just everyone who's gay?
Or lesbian.
Or right? Well, I
queer.
mean, that's like as the umbrella term.
Yes, I protect them all.
Hmm.
They may not know it, but I do.
Okay.
She pulls out her phone and starts like scrolling through contacts, and it's a long list.
That's not a bad idea.
I'll pick the ones who don't talk much.
Also a good idea.
I just think that if we are to do this, we need precautions in place. We need to make sure that this does not go beyond the scope that it is currently.
I agree.
And that we are also making an actionable plan against the actual source of all of this problem.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm just unfortunately not entirely sure how to kill someone who apparently you chopped his head off.
Oh yeah.
What?
It's fine.
It's fine. I totally chopped someone head off. Not a big deal.
Yeah, it's really not a big deal.
But he's still up and moving and around and doing things.
Yeah, that part was weird and unexpected. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a little unsettled by that, but
someone from the Vatican.
some people are just full of surprises.
Yeah, when we disabled, for lack of a better term, and for lack of not feeling like going into fucking backstory, the SI, they sent someone worse.
And Gordon, you would be familiar that worse than the SI equals the Society of Leopold, which is Vatican Special Forces.
Fuck.
They sent the Emerald Sakaris, if you know what that is.
I know.
You would. It is a highly special designation. That means it's about as bad as it gets for y'all. The next level up would be the Diamond Sicarius, and that's when you all will die.
We're about to have war at our footsteps.
Yep.
And, from what I hear, he's a little twink. So, I quite literally cannot hurt him.
It's about this time you all see a smaller form, about 4 foot, walk up to you, hands in a hoodie. Hoodie has a little emoji cat on the front of it, and she walks up and flips her hood back, and you see a young Nosferatu girl, whose skin has 3 burn marks that look like cat whiskers, and her head is bald, but she has like super elaborate earrings that look like cats holding onto the edge of her ears. She goes, "Hey, is this where the people who aren't cool with Camarilla but gotta find blood thing is happening?"
Quite literally,
Absolutely,
yes.
Yeah.
You said they were 4 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
Are they looking childlike?
Yes.
Well, hello, little girl. How are you doing today?
Do that again and I'll rip out your throat.
Oh, you can
Do I
certainly try.
Know who this is?
Yes, it's Mouse.
Hi, Mouse.
Hi.
Do I know who
Your
this
name's
is?
Mouse, but you like cat stuff?
Yeah, but like Mouse is in like a keyboard.
Oh.
Do I know who this
Okay.
is?
Very clever.
You don't. You would know that there is whispers of a small Nosferatu around Six Flags. Just, yeah, I got called in because I'm kind of experienced in this.
I've heard.
Look, they're all pieces of shit, so
Oh no.
I don't need your judgment.
Oh, positive reinforcement.
Oh, okay. I'm good with that. Yeah, no, I kind of have like a blood sport cage set up for men who do bad things.
I've been
I
there.
like her.
Yeah.
I can't believe we haven't met.
No, hi, I'm Mouse.
Hi, I'm the Seamstress, and
Oh, I've heard your name.
Wait, but I wouldn't.
You're Sin.
Yes, sorry. Out of character really quick. Was it expressed out loud that she hangs around Six Flags? Like
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So then that's when Sin responds. Oh, that's why you hang around Six Flags.
Oh, yeah.
That makes so much sense now.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's kind of a no-go.
I love your channel, by the way.
Oh my god, thank you.
Really clever, like hiding in plain sight.
Are you on like a TV show or something?
No, I'm on YouTube and
my God, he's
TikTok
so
and Instagram.
He's
old.
very old and very out of touch with reality.
And Snapchat.
It's like senile. Like, we
But
should
mostly
really put him in a
YouTube
home.
is my main platform.
Right, I know what those are. Yes.
Also Twitch. But not as
Twitch?
often. Not as often, though.
That sounds like a
YouTube
medical
pays more, so...
It does.
It does, pays so much more, so it's just like, why bother?
I should start a channel.
I don't
Yeah,
think that'd
sure.
be...
Aye.
I don't
You know-
think that'd be a good idea.
No, I think there's a really, like, niche audience out there for you, to be completely honest. Like, you
Yeah.
already have, like, a great, like, look, and you just kind of need to, like, vamp up a little bit more of the, like, unsettling, never blinking thing.
Like extreme contouring makeup tutorials.
I like that. I do that really well.
Are there any pirate channels?
I'm sure there are.
Hmm.
There's, like, people who are really into Renaissance stuff.
Sounds like work.
It is.
It is.
Nah, I'm good.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
I can give my 25. Because, I mean, who cares? Nobody's missing them.
So...
Oh, you're shitty men.
Yeah, I kind of just keep them locked up and suffering, and then I just feed whenever I need to.
Okay.
But unfortunately, like, I'm starting to kind of outweigh my own supply because there are more shitty men than I have a need for blood. But that's just statistics. We all know that.
I really enjoy your presence. So, 25. That's very close already.
Is that
Sure.
how many do we need? I was just...
130-ish, I think is what Jackson said.
Ooh!
See?
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah, we're not having a Shitty Men convention anytime soon,
No.
so...
Oh, really? Dragon Con's not coming up?
I'll have you know that the Nosferatu love Dragon Con.
Oh, yeah, I know, but there's just a lot of shitty men that attend it.
Wait,
Oh yeah, they're
Usually
mostly...
as special guests.
They're mostly SI and they're mostly stormtroopers.
Touche.
Oh, did you not know? There's a bunch of SI that dress up as stormtroopers. It's really on the nose and kind of annoying.
And they
Weirdos.
still can't hit anybody.
What time of year is it right now?
It's kind of that false spring where like the weather's getting nicer, but it's still a sharp
March.
chill.
It's March.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, alright, yeah, no, there isn't a Shitty Man convention coming up.
So, I think that each one of us have our own group of folks that we can request from, our own pool of people that we can ask for volunteers from, and then whatever numbers that we cannot have from that, we have a, as we said it, a blood drive or a research group.
I just need to figure out how to
Volunteer.
contact
We
my...
just-
Oh, like one of those placebo research things?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Very
Yeah.
Smart.
Get-
Either
you
way.
know,
I do those all the time just for the money because like all my results are gonna look the same. So I just fake like, oh yeah, it totally worked, and I just get paid and leave.
Smart.
They're so smart.
Smart. I do need funds.
You do look familiar. I've ran a couple of those tests and now I'm upset. Mouse.
Look, when you've looked 10 for 20 years, you get away with so much.
Would you like to fix that?
No, actually, it works quite well for me.
She likes being a pipsqueak, it seems.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
I'm actually going to allow this one as well. Oh, it's a delayed one.
Just to be clear, the goal here is, if we can pull it off, actually help people.
Yeah.
Give them a comfortable place to stay. There's a lot of property owned by the Venture that not even gonna fucking ask permission to use. We can set them up in mansions, give them some money.
Oh, then I can
There's
talk
that
to them
old,
monthly.
well, it's not old, it's like new-ish, but there's that like wing of Oglethorpe that they closed for refurbishment that we could just, I could just have Dot purchase it.
That would work.
We need to sign, and you see him struggle with the word, contracts with them in terms of how long they will be there for, and that
Well-
is something that they will renew.
I'm a doctor.
That's yeah.
Something that is renewable and not a permanent situation, so that they have the opportunity to leave whenever their time comes up.
Yeah,
and
you
not
can
be actual prisoners.
legitimize
Right.
all of this.
I could do the contracts based on a 6-month basis for the trials.
And anyone who wants to leave can. We just need a reserve to pull from.
25 reserves.
Yeah.
I very much.
Let's call
enjoy
it
this.
24 just in case, because I'm a little nervous about all this.
It's valid.
I'll just keep one for me. Look, it's the dude who took me. I've kept him going for 20 years.
Jesus.
Wow.
That's impressive.
One of
He
the
doesn't
first.
think so.
One of the first people who has ever wronged me is actually still a table in my office.
That's actually really fucking cool.
They're in a table or they are a table?
They are.
They are.
I
the
thought that
table.
looked like.
Yes.
Quite
She can
posh,
make
actually.
people into furniture.
Okay, so
Quite the
they're
craftsman.
like dead as a table or like a live table?
Yes.
No, they're alive.
And they still have nerve endings as well. So whenever you accidentally bump the table or put something on it or break a glass on the table.
I see.
See, outside of your stunning beauty, this is one of the other reasons I'm so nice to you. I don't want to be turned into a pincushion anytime soon. But if I
could
did,
never.
could I be the one that you sit on?
Stop it. And she like starts. She doesn't have flush of life or anything like that, but almost you see like life trying to fight back against her dead skin. But if a vampire could blush, she is blushing.
Okay.
So then why don't they call you Carpenter?
Have
Oh,
you ever
because she makes tables.
Have you seen me work?
No.
Let's hope
Here.
you get to.
And Mouse just passes her hand over.
All right, I'm gonna begin flesh crafting, which
Ooh.
I have to rouse. And if I'm at 0, I still roll.
Yeah,
Okay,
just. What was that?
This is a skull with fangs.
That means you go up to 2. You are now at hunger 2.
Mouse, you are very hardy.
Thank you.
And as Seamstress takes Mouse's hand, almost like an energy pulses as Seamstress's fingers slip into the wrist and forearm, as you watch as the magic that she's using starts to twist and bend muscles and ligature, like, what are those called? Ligaments?
Yeah.
Ligaments up through the arm as Mouse's body begins to change and shift. And when they start to recede and stop looking like moving Play-Doh, you see that everything about Mouse is the same, but they are a better version of it. Like, things that are slightly off are fixed, but as a Nosferatu, I'm sure that's going to go back very quickly.
One sleep.
So
Yeah.
you're like a sculptor.
Yes. I used to actually sew, though.
I
But
see, I see. Seamstress is a cooler name anyways.
thank you. She bows. So, are we hunting for terrible people
No.
first?
No, let's
I think we each have our own group that we can go to and request information from, or request volunteering from. But in the meantime, the plan then to fill up these excess amounts that we still need is to then, I take it you're going to produce some paperwork, perhaps some marketing on your end. I don't know what you do.
Good. You shouldn't.
He's like this. You'll get used to it.
Oh no, I know. It's quite charming.
Yeah, he
actually.
does a lot of things
You're
without
an
telling.
anarch, aren't you?
Yes, hi.
Ew.
Baron. Oh, sounds like I have another fan.
So I've got my reserve. Seam, you have my phone number.
Yes.
I'm not gonna move them from my storage, but I'll start collecting. I'll get what I can,
Absolutely. And
and I'll text you or something once I know how many pints I've got out of them.
also, please remind me for reserves just in case we need more shitty people. I can allow you entry to the medical records of some of my more suspicious.
Oh, exciting.
Patience.
I mean, I could get into them anyway, but okay. I like that. I like
If
that.
I may, and I feel like this may be an unpopular opinion, but I suggest that even your shitty men, as you put it,
Uh-huh.
have the capability of coming out of this
Better.
after the 6 months. That this, in this instance, I don't care what you do in your little pen that you have them in or whatever situation you have them in, but in this situation, so that we do not set a precedent.
Oh, my
Everybody-
precedent is set and nobody touches my thing. I'm offering it as your safety
Right.
net.
I'm saying in here that anybody who is a part of this is treated, at least contract-wise, the same.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's a very valuable input, Gordon, because for the people who willingly sign up, it should be paid and beneficial. For the people who did not, it should be therapy.
However you wish to put it, I'm just suggesting that we proceed this as an equal ground for all that join.
For once, I agree with Gordon.
See, you and I, we're not so different.
Unfortunately.
Glad you finally see it.
So, what exactly is it that you want me to tell the vampire freaks?
We're doing a...
Because if they're doing it, like, you want it under the guise of, like, they're doing it for me? Or, like, I'm advertising this opportunity?
Yeah.
Or...
What if
Perhaps.
it looked like a GoFundMe because the vampire Crimson Sin is like on the lam and we need to support her?
Really? I was thinking about just making an OnlyFans.
There's that too, like an OnlyFans.
I mean,
Like OnlyFans.
you have to diversify your portfolio. I heard that's a term people use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could I also suggest that you yourself mention that you're volunteering for this and that elicits compassion and camaraderie and, oh no, I'm doing this just like my favorite celebrity.
That's not really
Sid,
my online persona. Yeah?
this could be where you were
Where I was.
when you're ready to come back.
Giving blood.
Doing a trial where you have to be away from other people for
Super
so long.
exclusive celebrity medical trial
And now it's being opened
that keeps you
to the
young
public.
forever.
Okay. Where you like bathe in blood?
Probably not
Kind of
that
like,
term.
oh my god, what's her face?
Bathory?
Bathory, yeah. Elizabeth? I forgot. Whatever.
I'm
Who
sure
cares?
we could make it
There's
look
She's-
like that.
Huh?
I'm sure we could
It's a
make it look
new
like that.
makeup serum, a Bathory serum.
Oh my gosh, it could be like a new. I could be launching like a new skincare line centered around it, but then I actually have to create a skincare line if I'm going to advertise that because I don't want to not seem like I don't follow through.
I'm good
I
at
mean, that happens enough in the makeup industry.
It's true.
that. We could work together because I know you're good with alchemy.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm
true.
good with medicine, so we could actually make a
Don't they have to,
legitimate
like-
product.
Top of the
Oh my
line,
gosh.
make
Okay,
new
I like
stuff
this
on
idea way
people.
more now. Okay, excellent.
Right. Once they're through the FDA and things like that, but we're vampires, so fuck it.
I think you
So
could just fake that anyways.
honestly, what I'm hearing is a number of good ideas that splits the amount of people we need and makes that far less suspicious.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know, 137 people in a medical trial, but like 30 people for a makeup trial, 50 people for a medical trial, whatever you do.
No, that was my suggestion, but yes.
Yeah. Anarch shit. Okay.
Well, I mean, one of my things that I like to do is blow shit up, so in the meantime, perhaps the other thing we can suggest is a distraction. Something to divert attention away from anything related to this so that no one actually even bothers.
Last time we blew something up, someone became a felon.
Mhm.
So
I'm already wanted by many, my dear.
I'm sure you are. I'm sure that's not all bravado.
What do you think I put on airs?
But biting tongue, blood.
business.
Blowing up another SI building might actually cause more unwanted attention.
What if it's not SI?
What happens? It's not in this city, or at least close to the city.
What, you mean like Marietta?
It's a possibility.
What if there's an anarch attack on a Camarilla city in Tennessee?
That can be quite an interesting coincidence, but that can be arranged.
Jackson,
Yes.
something that could scare our problem is what if there were explosions randomly heading north to South Carolina? Like one here, one there, one here. That makes it seem like someone is trying to leave.
You just see Gordon smile and look at you, goes, "You think so well."
Stop it, I had a lot of time to practice.
You and I are actually quite aligned because, actually I've said too much. Let's just say that preparations are fairly easy to be made.
Oh my, look at the time. Yeah, that's a good idea. Do that.
That's a bracelet.
Oh,
Yes, you're right. I don't wear a watch.
so you want, that plan works. That works. That's not a problem.
Yep, less I know the better.
Okay. And then you see him pull out a phone, and then he just texts him and go ahead.
And you just get back from Diesel, bicep emoji, bomb emoji, the other bicep emoji. So it just looks like a bomb with two sets
Yes.
of biceps.
And then I sent an explosion emoji, and then the sweat emoji with the eggplant.
Yeah.
Oh, the droplets?
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
like, oh, this is good.
I have never understood those hieroglyphs. That
I don't know,
people
but that's
use.
what they told me I should send out.
Oh my goodness.
I know they're
it's
old.
quite-
And Mouse is just like,
I can read emoji. You're doing great.
Thank you. I've been told that. Yes, indeed, yes.
okay. So
I am a man of
what
means.
You should send
What?
a peach too.
Are we taking any of this back to my boss?
I would say let's keep our movements pretty quiet for right now so that no one can interfere with them.
Cool.
Whether they be...
So I'm gonna go play Dead by Daylight then. You guys text me if you need me. I have 24 people.
Cool.
All right, bye. And you see she goes and she gets on a bicycle and rides off.
Adorable.
Well, yes, they don't rent Ubers to 10-year-olds.
You're gonna get yourself killed. Cool. This'll work. I think. Or I'm just gonna be really angry all the time.
Mhm. Well, I have a few phone calls to make to some family members. And also, I was wondering if you wanted to come in and go over the rest of the plan with me.
Is that all you want me for?
Of course, Gordon.
Gross.
Well,
And,
I'm not going to say I'm not disappointed. I'm disappointed, but perhaps. And then I go, even just any moment with you, always a pleasure.
Seema's gonna lock her arm through Gordon's arm.
Yes. Shall we, my dear?
Of course. I have refreshments inside. I'm starving and I just woke up. I hate this.
Oh, I can help if you want.
I'd be honored. As they make their way into the hospital.
Okay. And Jackson and Sin, what are you two doing?
I guess follow suit.
I need to set up a few things.
Oh,
Like property.
right. Like for them, like
Yeah.
places for these people to actually stay.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to start designing a label.
Okay. Well,
Marketing stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm about to launch a whole skincare line, so I kind of have a lot to do now.
Before dealing with Gordon, I show Sin to their assigned patient room that I have waiting for them in the hospital. And it has a desktop, but it's one of the hospital-like desktops, so it's really old and slow.
Oh, okay.
It's not much right now.
Yeah,
you know.
she acts like nothing bothers her. Like this is just as normal as any other table. That's what she's. I mean, maybe I should roll composure. I'm not sure.
I think it's pretty obvious that she's not pleased.
She's like, Okay.
If you want, I can move him.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Truly.
If you need anything, just call out. I can hear you. And she closes the door.
And so, as everyone is getting ready to handle their parts of this plan, we are going to take our break. We're going to get some water and stretch our legs. We'll see you guys back in a few minutes. And we're back. And so, Seam, you are reaching out to your family?
Yeah, after I take care of the explosives and everything that needs to be taken care
those
of.
explosives.
Oh.
Okay. Seam, please roll me 2 d10s or a percentile in a d10.
Okay. 4.
Nice.
4. What were
It's
your 2 dice?
0 and a 4. So the
Yeah,
10
that is a 4.
was a 0.
Yeah.
It's a 4.
Wait, 0 is 10 on a d10.
That is the percentile, though, which brings it back around to a 4.
4 of them respond at this time.
Oh.
They're probably asleep.
You
As
can
I
check
fix
again
them.
later.
It is like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I will let you check 2 more times tonight.
Perfect.
You can choose when you do that. And so, Jackson, what are you doing?
I am going through back channels to set up the housing
Okay.
for this project.
Okay. You are able to speak with Mouse to get the closed Oglethorpe building.
Yep.
If you wish to use it.
Yes, as well as a backup, which I will text Thomasina about.
Okay.
And just, hey, I need a very nice property, something that you would be comfortable in. Doesn't have to be that big. Going to be using it as housing for some people.
Okay. Thomasina does get back to you with a hotel that she happens to own.
Okay. I say perfect because it's also staffed.
Sin.
So, I'm still in your office? Okay, yeah. So, Sin's still in the office, still trying to just, like, really let that furniture blend in with the background.
If you don't focus on it, it looks like a nice, like, lightly bleached wood.
That's breathing. Ever so slightly.
Ever so slightly.
Ever
In
so
certain
slightly.
areas, probably the underside of the table so you don't have to see it.
It's a leather-topped desk.
Alrighty.
Pine desk.
So she is already working on like the design choice and all these things because she's crafting like how this needs to be marketed, how this needs to be said. She's coming up with this idea that like well, I can't make the video. I'm gonna have to have like someone be a spokesperson to be like, this is something we've already been working on. But we need volunteer test subjects to donate blood. I've decided the design around this skincare line. It's gonna be called. I was trying to think of like Bathory and Body Works.
I love that.
Or like blood. Like she's coming up with different names. She's like blood
I would buy that
and
in real
Bathory, like Bathory and Body Works. Like just kind of come up with like a Bath and Body Works, but with Elizabeth Bathory incorporated into this design because the whole idea is that it's like you're using blood to keep yourself young in skincare.
I love it.
Stem
And
cells.
stem cells. So the logo she's coming up with is like solid red glass bottles, but have like a little simplistic design of like a little bathtub. And then she's like another design she was thinking of is like maybe clear glass and it has like a little red like droplet with like a bathtub, like some sort of bathtub with like blood kind of thing. And so she's leaning towards the red glass bottles, and because they're just really cute. And so she's like planning all that. She's doing so much research on what actually goes into skincare. Because she's just like, oh, this could actually make like pretty decent money. Like other celebrities do this. Like, let's go.
Diversify.
Yeah. And so she's just doing a bunch of research and crafting like a script. And once she has a little script together, she approaches Seamstress.
Hello, and she takes off her little teeny tiny reading glasses as she's been trying to write up like a contract for the trials.
So I was thinking, you said that you can just alter like how you and other people look.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, I'm not so sure I really want to, like, how does that, like, last? Is it, like, a long time? Is it, like, hours? Is it, like, forever?
Until I put you back.
Because I was considering, maybe if you altered how I looked to make a video for me to market this, like, skincare line, and she just has, like on her phone, she like scrolls through like all of this, like basically a brand book that she just made
within like the hour
on
that
her
we've been
phone
here.
as well. Like, how did she do this?
She's all on Canva.
It's just like it's like I really need to make a video to advertise to get people to want to volunteer to be the blood drive, I guess, to test for the skincare line. But I can't be in it because I'm kind of like wanted, and there's so much buzz right now with me not making videos that I feel like I might like. I realize the drawback. If I were to make a video with me in it, like, yeah, that video would like skyrocket, but I think people would be bored. I think I really need to wait this out for like more attention.
For more
because like then if I post the video, they'll expect more, and then like if I don't, there's like disappointment. But then like if I do post, they'll be like, oh well, she's fine.
I get it.
Yeah. So anyways, we're just gonna pretend I'm missing.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna pose as my agent or some person to kind of make like this. You get the idea.
I get the idea.
I'm going on and on.
So you want to look like your agent more, or perhaps a celebrity, or I can really kind of do anything with your face.
It's true.
Brad Pitt.
No, the downside with the celebrity is that they'll probably see it, and there'll be some sort of like weird like deep fake. Yeah, there'll be more like a different kind of attention drawn to that, and it'll take away from the actual like skincare line. Because I do at this point, if I'm gonna make this, like I might as well sell it and do it well.
Right.
Or, like, have it go out and then immediately, like, we put out a thing that says, oh no, there's, like, something harmful in it. We have to recall everything. Because that always gets so much attention, too.
I've done that several times.
So
do you have a picture of this person?
she thinks about it and decides to pose as one of her, like, entourage people, and shows you a photo of one of them. I did forget their names.
That's okay.
But that's okay. I don't really need any names. So
Just the picture.
just the picture. So I'll show you a picture of one of them.
Okay.
One that's similar enough in make that it's not, you don't have to pull too much around.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perhaps just lie down on Gertrude right there.
Will this hurt?
I say no, others say yes, some say
Like a tattoo.
like a tattoo. Thank you.
It's the table.
Uriah.
Oh! Alright, so you want me to lay down on the table?
Or Gertrude. Uriah's the table, Gertrude's that cushion specifically. You've been sitting on her the entire time.
She, like, gets up a little too quickly and goes, alright, I guess I'll lay on your Raya, you said?
Yes, this is Uriah.
Alright, and she, like, tries so hard. She just tries so hard to, like, keep composure. Like, this isn't the creepiest thing she's ever freaking done.
The table goes, it's okay.
And so she, like, lies down and is just like, ugh.
And then really quietly I lean down to Sin and say, you know, I don't even really remember what he did anymore. And then I put my hand into her neck to begin flesh crafting.
Right before you do that, after you say that, Sin just goes, you know, I really respect you. And your line of work. Which she would, like, never say to anybody.
Amazing.
So I'm gonna make a resolve.
Okay.
Or a rouse.
Yeah.
Oh, did I? In the process of dealing with Explosive and Gordon, did I lose one hunger?
That depends. Did you drink from someone, as there are no blood bags available? You drank from Gordon. So you will go down by one, Gordon, you go up by one.
Oh, do I keep the hunger from last time or does it?
Your hunger would have gone back down to 1.
Okay, so yeah, now it's back to 2.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
In the meantime, I'm going to head to the hotel. Will be easiest set up, so I'm going to head to Oglethorpe.
Okay.
To check out what the facility is, and then figure out, like, do we need to hire contractors to come in and get it, like, set up to make it comfortable and whatnot. Which conveniently, I can also just call Thomasina for.
Okay. See.
I got a blank, so I assume that's a fail. I'm getting the hang of this. So
you are back up.
At least I wasn't trying to just prove a point this time.
Oh gosh.
And it's uncomfortable.
And I will use, let's see, I have a free one. The cloud memory.
Okay.
So that as I'm doing this, I'm also kind of obfuscating the memory of this pain as it's happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
So kind of like that numbing foam for tattooing. You know it hurts, but you can't remember how it felt.
Oh, okay. I see.
And then I'll make you look like your almost friend.
Sure. We'll call him that.
Do you need someone to film? Gordon's very good with a camera.
You know, I usually just put it on, like, a little tripod stand.
That makes sense.
Sort of a thing, yeah.
A little more stable.
So I think I'm probably just gonna end up doing it that way. It's just what I'm used to.
Perfect. Then I'll leave you to it. Do you want this as your backdrop? Do you want a different thing? I have other rooms, but
What is this room in particular, like, out of play? What does this room look like?
It's a small exam room.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, just your stereotypical general practitioner.
It's just, like,
exam
white
room.
blank wall.
Yeah, but there is also a lab down the hall, fairly science-y looking rooms.
Okay. Do you have, like, a sciencey lab kind of room?
Absolutely.
To make it, okay. Just to make it look like we have, like, official facilities for this kind of thing. I just feel like anyone signing up would want to feel like...
I can also get you a coat.
Oh my
lab
gosh,
coat.
yeah, that would be wonderful.
Let's go. Gordon, you wait here.
Gordon.
Oh, dang.
No.
She turns around. Gordon. Stability. And then continues.
Okay. And so, as Sin makes her video, Gordon, where have you headed?
So after our consultation, Gordon actually tells you, I think you were just so focused on that. It's like, all right, play is done. Now it's work time. So you went and focused. So Gordon's like, oh, you're doing your thing. I'll leave you to it. And so he leaves, and he's keeping track of Axel's work on his phone, getting updates on the side, but he himself doesn't really have much of anything to do with this currently. So he actually is going to go and follow the thread of stuff that happened from last episode where he found the map. And
Yes.
I would imagine that the thieves' cat that he read, because it was in a sea shanty style, that it's very easy to remember, so he was able to note it down and
Yep, that
decode
was
it.
the point of the code, was to make it a memorable song.
Yeah. So he's going to then, and then you said there were 6 points on the map. From with this location, what would be he would go to the nearest one that, unless there was a order that he needed to go them as.
No, they're listed in order in the song, but there's just 6 locations in little 5 points that it is indicated for you to go to.
Yeah, so he'll start going to those locations.
And so as you go to those locations and you think through the song, we won't have you roll for this as you are well versed in sea shanty and code. You stop by each location, you kind of think through the song, and you start finding these pieces of paper. Ripped on the edges, you find all 6. And when you put them back together, it is a long, handwritten letter that contains a list of all of the final night's war crimes of Tilly Harris.
Final Night's war crimes?
Everything that Tilly did during the final nights that should get her executed. And you now sit with a list of them. There are easily probably about 30 items on this list.
With Gordon's knowledge about Tilly, he doesn't really know her beyond his last experience about her, right?
Exactly. So for all you know, this is someone who you also gather from the notes that Tilly was Sabbat, was a Sabbat oracle, and pretty much one of the most ruthless, unfeeling killers and torturers. The things listed in this document, you can see why Esme was so afraid.
You see Gordon, as he's looking at this, he, for the first time, actually looks angry. And not just angry, but livid and disgusted by this. As a pirate, he has done his own share of crimes, his own share of things that are uncouth in civilization, but it never, to him at least, ever amounted to something that is disturbing. It was all just, plunder and take up riches and merriment. He looked to enjoy life, but not actually to inflict harm on others unless it's authority. That's always been his thing. But seeing someone who exists to this day, who has evaded retribution for these type of crimes, at least to him, he takes a picture of this
and sends it off to Axel, Betty, and all the people he trusts.
Diesel.
Sorry,
Yes.
Diesel. I said
Diesel,
Axel.
Betty.
And essentially everybody else he trusts in his circle, and probably sends one off to. I think the only one else that he lets close is Seam.
Okay.
Because he doesn't know, I think,
Yeah.
any relation between Seam and anything.
Yeah,
But
you would have no idea.
outside of the Anarchy, you're the only other neutral party he trusts.
Okay. Oops. And so, Jackson, you get to the building and Thomasina is there. She greets you, introduces you to some of the staff that are under her purview as Harpy.
Okay.
They are versed at least in the basics, that there's going to be a medical trial, but due to the potentially negative side effects of the medication that is being tested, it was found to be pertinent to give them somewhere comfortable to stay during the process.
Yep.
As keeping their blood pressure low and keeping themselves comfortable is a part of the testing. And she leaves you with the concierge.
Perfect.
Is there anything else that we can do for you?
I give rough estimate of number of people.
Mm-hmm.
So we figured like 50. Goal is 50. There will be daily injections that they'll need to be getting. So there'll
So
be
you would
medical
like
staff in and out.
all of these rooms on the same floor?
Preferably.
Okay.
Make it easy for everyone.
Well, with 50, we'll have to do...
Probably 2 or 3 floors.
Yeah, we'll say 3 to be safe.
But yeah, there'll be medical staff coming in and out, and then probably weekly blood draws, things like that. So yeah, well, I'll make sure everyone is identified and has like proper credentials. We'll need security
We can do that.
for that as well, just because people like to mess with stuff like this a lot.
We can... As Miss Selena Cuesta is footing the bill, we will put them on the keycard access only floors.
Perfect.
Meaning they will not have their own room keys if safety is a requirement. Only our designated personnel will have keys for that floor, so the medical staff will need to be escorted as well.
Perfect. Okay. And then obviously give all the personnel information to Thomasina.
Of course.
So that she can, just keep track of everything. And then privately, obviously, I'll tell Thomasina that they need to be like triple vetted to make sure SI don't get involved at all, since it is pharmaceutical related.
Is there anything we should look out for? Any symptoms that may occur outside of when the medical staff is checking? They can call down here to the concierge, so is there anything we should be aware of?
General illness, signs of fever, not just if they say they're not feeling well, and I will give them one of my burner phone numbers. Be like, if anyone reports not feeling well and wanting aspirin, even at just aspirin, call this number.
Very well.
Just so we can be on the safe side.
Understood. Estino. I'm sorry, I was about to sneeze. All right. And they get that settled with you.
Perfect.
Everything is set up for them to start taking people.
Okay.
Sin, you have made your video. What are you doing now?
Goodness. So she makes the video, acting as one of her like entourage, and it's just like, and in the video, like she acts like really upset because we don't know where Sin is, but it's in good conscience and good faith they still wanted to like launch this line, and there's like waterworks and like they're like trying not to cry in the video.
Right, it's what Sin wanted.
It's just like it's what she would have wanted. So upload that, and then I guess go back to where Seamstress. Are you still in your like room?
I'm not entirely sure yet.
Okay, cool.
The amount of time it would have taken Gordon to get those papers, you have not received
Okay.
that message yet.
Cool.
Okay.
Then yes.
So Sin goes back to wherever Seamstress is, and she brings up the I'll just say so the blood bag shortage. When exactly did that start? I don't really fully pay attention to what's going on most of the time.
I go back through my emails to see the exact date.
It was about 2 months ago.
And like, what exactly is causing it again?
Well,
Or rather, the initiative was started 2 months ago. Sorry.
perfect. Well, this initiative is what's barricading us from the blood. And this initiative was brought on by everyone's favorite weatherman.
Right. Basically, Sin is mostly just asking this to see if like answers for this are consistently the same thing.
Seam tells you
But yeah.
the
Yeah.
complete truth.
Yeah,
from
and
her
you
perspective.
Seam is showing you the email, so you're able to see.
Which all would have been information that Jackson had told you as well, whether you were paying attention or not.
Right.
Because
That's fair.
What's been imparted on you from any other source is usually a little more flowery, usually a little more like, this just started recently, but we have full faith that everything's going to be fine. But the two of them have given you the much more brutally honest.
Yeah, she's not
Clinical.
super concerned because, like, personally, because it doesn't affect her as harshly as it does other kindred, because she can eat food, and, like, obviously, you know, it still wants blood, but
Right.
doesn't require as much. Okay, so I did my bit. I guess I'm just waiting for responses from people. Like, what am I supposed to, what are we supposed to know?
You're right. Give me one moment. And I'm going to quickly scroll through my phone to see if I have any new responses.
So go ahead and make that roll.
Since I imagine it's been like
Yeah.
an hour
Yeah.
at this point. 63.
You have 63 responses paired with your 4 from earlier. You are up to 67.
Okay, I'm no longer going to name them because I was writing names. Wow, I was
They all seem to have woken up.
in your responses, you will also have a text from Jackson that just says, hotel is all set up to house at least 50, possibly a little bit more. I told them that there would be medical staff visiting regularly, however you want to set that up.
That's perfect. I wrote
It will
into
be-
the contract.
It'll be highly secure.
That's wonderful. I've already received 67 replies on the spy positionings.
Oh,
Oh, yes. Well, this is Aisha, this is Abby, this is Trey. You don't need that. Here is the contracts that are written up.
thank you. And I guess you have people who actually know how to make skincare stuff, because I'm going to be honest with you, I looked a lot into it, and there's just so much I don't really care to learn about.
Well, that's fair. And yes, I have a few. I'm sure there are gay people in a factory.
I'm sure it's fine.
I can find someone if I don't know one currently.
That is very
Perfect.
And as you're looking at Seam's phone of all the people, you see a message from Gordon ding through with a picture attachment.
Do I see the picture?
It's that little like banner pop up that just says like IMG with a little box.
And she's just kind of still holding out her phone while she's finishing up something on her desk, so she hasn't seen it yet.
It looks like you got another message there.
68. You start to feel as she starts reading this, and I'm assuming I don't know anything that's on this list.
This is all completely new to you, but you know enough that this is not a lie. You know enough
I
about...
know Gordon wouldn't.
Gordon wouldn't lie, but also you know pieces about Tilly enough where it's putting things together.
You start to feel like innately this atmosphere starts to change inside the hospital. It goes from this like very warm and inviting hospital, if not a little on the like barren side. It starts to get a little darker. The lights start flickering just slightly every once in a while.
Are you activating your labyrinth?
No, I am actually activating Daunt.
Okay.
As everything around Seamstress gets a little more tense, and she does not seem to be in a very polite mood anymore.
And the way her face shifts, it's not like the flesh crafting that you experience. Which have you returned Sin to?
Yeah, I
Yes,
would come back to you, but also ask for some filler.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And she kind of pinches and pulls.
And but you see her face as the hospital changes. It's not that slow, methodical flesh crafting. It's a shift into a much more terrifying face.
You know, I noticed your makeup. Do you follow my makeup tutorials?
I do. If you'll excuse me, I do not wish to hurt you, Sid.
That's fine.
And she grabs the table and begins to walk out of the room with it.
Okay. And
Sin just sort of stands there and is like, well, all right.
and the other individual, is it Gertrude, you said?
Yes, Gertrude is the cushion.
The cushion just goes, that happens a lot.
How long have you been a cushion, Gertrude?
I don't really keep time anymore.
You know that's probably for the best.
Yeah, probably.
And then Sin leaves the room.
That's a unique brand of body horror right there.
Oh my gosh.
And I think after a little while, Seamstress comes back out, and as she closes whatever door she was behind, there is now just a human laying on the floor, and she calls someone to come take care of him.
And they do come, and Gordon.
After sending that picture, Gordon remembers the way it was written, the letter that he got at the end, specifically related to him, and he makes a decision, and he walks towards, or he goes to where Tilly is.
That her home?
Yeah.
Okay.
You say that.
When you pull up to Tilly's home, there is a large, muscular gentleman standing outside washing her vintage Ford. Lovely shade of pastel blue. Just a shirtless himbo washing a car outside.
Oh, my beautiful man. Is Madame home inside, Madame Tilly?
What of it?
I was hoping I could come in for a visit. Just
Are you, you know?
Yes, I'm mentally all here. Yes.
Oh, then you're probably in the wrong place. Is this a social call?
Perhaps, yes. Just old friends from a bygone time trying to perhaps reconnect and...
What kind of old friends? You see as he turns off the water.
Oh, I can't... And can I tell that this is he human or...
Seems like you might be.
Okay. He goes, I think perhaps from her childhood.
And he walks up to you and puts a hand on your shoulder. And he's clutching your shoulder a little too tight. Not to crush it, but to send a message. Says, we've had enough of old friends coming into town.
Mm-hmm.
So I need you to tell me exactly why you're here, or I will trespass you from the property.
Perhaps you can talk to your employer about the demon of the sea has come to visit and makes us shore.
Wait here, and if you move, I'll kill you on sight.
And as he walks away, I kind of just touch him on the shoulder. Good lad.
And he turns on his heels, and he enters the house, and you see kind of the lights coming on the way that you can watch someone going through a house, turning on every light on the way. And he goes to kind of a top attic room, and you see two shadows as they're talking. And then you see that form racing past the windows, down the stairs, out the front door as she runs and throws her arms around you.
Ooh. Hello.
Demon! Oh, it's so lovely to see you. It's been years.
Yes, I do apologize. My memory has perhaps been faded over the years. Have we met before? It seems...
Well, one time when I was a kid, I was strolling down the beach one day, and all the ships were in port. Everybody was loading their gear out to the tradesmen, the fence, to honestly, because they were stolen goods, so you know, loading them, getting them cleaned, getting them put in new containers, and your crew was sitting there waiting for your turn, and I walked up and I said, "Oh, I've heard so many stories about you, Mr. Demon of the Sea.
Please, you
I
can
would
call
love
me
to
Gordon.
Mr. Gordon, but I told you that I really loved your sails, because your sails were that beautiful, beautiful crimson with the white symbols on them.
Oh, yes.
And it was just so pretty. And I told you that I loved your sails, and you threw me a piece of sugar taffy.
Oh, that was what a fortuitous meeting that was, and here we are, so many years later. And actually, I got your letter, and that was the reason why I was well, yes, I believe was this not written by you? And then he gives that letter that he got on the ship.
Shillers. Well, that's my handwriting. I don't remember it.
Oh, strange.
I kind of get visions sometimes, though. I may have written this years ago. I haven't seen you around since, oh gosh, when did I live in Nassau?
Well, I left the old country probably a few hundred years ago, so it was
probably about 1780, I think, last I saw you.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's about probably around when I had to give up my old ways.
It's a long time for me to write a note. Did you find it with some treasure or something? I used to always try and find the treasures that you all buried.
Oh, well, I could say that, yes, it was quite the treasure that I found it in. Well, I mean, this is very nice. I get to meet with someone from old memories. Do you have time to just chat, perhaps? Or
absolutely.
Would this be a good time?
Come on in. You can meet the others.
The others?
Oh yes, multiple people live here.
Oh, I was assuming you meant people from our part of the world.
Oh no, not at all. No, I moved up to Georgia probably around late 1800s. And she brings you inside, and sitting in the living room, cross-legged, is a young black girl with a fro that has been styled into a mohawk. And she is currently playing Final Fantasy VI. And
is this Mouse?
No.
Oh.
Tilly walks by and just goes, "This is the Scourge. She's wonderful. Do not interrupt her right now. I am to understand that this is called a speed run, and she's on number 6. And she gets very angry if you distract her, because then she has to start again, and I am tired of listening to her start again." Okay, this way.
Well, the gentleman out in the front.
Oh yes, that's my ghoul. He's so sweet. He's really just a big old teddy bear.
Yes, he tried to go for a hug the first time we met.
quite the
Oh,
lovely.
ain't he cute?
Indeed.
How's he doing with my car, though?
It's a lovely shade. I think, although I think he might not be as attentive as he should be. Perhaps you should check in on him a couple more times, or have the talk, if you know what I mean.
I'll have to do that.
Mm.
So what brings you to Atlanta all the way up from Nassau?
Oh, well, times have changed. So new paths need to be taken, new directions, and unfortunately, what I have found with the age coming upon it, that responsibility gets added as well. You pick up people along the way, you pick up different folks from different sides and who are looking for a safe haven, a safe passage, a crew. And
So then are you a vampire now? You're kindred?
well,
You haven't aged a bit, so that leaves the options kind of limited.
yes, I could say I am indeed one of our kind. And you see him kind of flashes like one of his teeth.
Oh, how delightful!
So what?
What kind are you?
Say that again.
What kind are you?
I'm I'm afraid the rough and tumble type. As much as I try to refine myself.
You're a bruja. That makes a lot of sense.
Yes. So, what have you been up to around here? I've heard some amazing tales, but I don't know what to believe, what not to believe.
Well, I took up this job when pretty much nobody else would. I'm the primogen of the Malkavians. And she gestures to the floor, and looking down, you see these 3-inch by 3-inch white tiles covering the floor of the house, but each of them has a painting on them. And you can see that the bottom floor is probably about, I would say, 75% complete. You see a few tiles that are blank here and there, but they are very elaborate small paintings.
Of what exactly?
Anything.
Huh.
They're, some are landscapes, some are portraits, some are abstract. Tilly is a very well-versed and gifted painter, and there are, like, kind of piles of paint supplies all throughout the house, usually around tiles that haven't been finished.
I see. So I look at these tiles and I go, those are beautiful. As I say that, do any of those locations look familiar?
No.
Okay.
Well, actually, one of them will look like Nassau.
And you see Gordon soften a little, looking at that, and goes, you really did capture the old place.
It really was so beautiful. Now it's a tourist spot for cruise ships, but
yes,
it's still got its own beauty.
I suppose so. Indeed, yes. I would love to go visit one time, but
Oh, I
see.
think you'd hate it, but they still got the good rum cakes down there, though.
I do remember you now. Were you one of the little chaps that went around from the bakery and handed out those? Those were delicious. I still remember all these years later. Yes.
Yes, my adopted mother ran the bakery.
Yes. Oh, I do miss those. Well, if I may sit down and have a conversation with you.
Absolutely, I do have some rum cake if you're the kind that can eat food.
Perhaps a taste for old time's sake.
I'll get a small slice.
I can't, right? I don't think I can, but it's more of just
You'll
me.
have to throw it up later.
Yeah. As she's running away, I start looking around. Am I in like an office space or more still?
No, this is an old Victorian style home, but more like beach Victorian in nature. It's white with haint blue on the ceilings, soft blue wallpaper. Very much feels like kind of what the more higher society South Carolinian women had.
Okay. Is there anything here of interest that I can look into while she's gone?
At the moment, the only thing that you would really notice that is unusual is by the front door there is a kind of entryway table that has gift bags set up along it. They look a little dusty. This house has not had many guests, but they look to be like, pick up a gift bag on your way out. But everything about the house looks normal for the level that you're looking at.
Got it.
Storyteller.
Yes.
While they're thinking, With your permission, Tilly, when she leaves the room, receives a text from Seamstress that says, I'm on my way, I'm almost there.
Okay. And you get back a whole bunch of happy emojis and a message that says, so many friends tonight.
Then Gordon gets a text message. What are you doing?
As I look at it, I type up,
I know you're there.
reconnecting with old memories.
Somewhere in Atlanta, Seamstress is looking down at a phone like, why does everyone know each other all of a sudden? And she reads it, does not reply.
Okay.
And I will say, Gordon, you also do find some pencil sketches of ships.
Oh.
And the further you go down that hallway, one of them is your ship.
Okay. I'll wait for her to come back, but as she's about on the way that she does come back, I'm trying to figure out which one of these I want more. And I feel
the choice of vampire powers.
I think I know. I think this is the one for me. Except for some of my successful. I activate Majesty.
Okay.
So I'll have to roll 2 rows.
Yep.
1 success.
Okay, so that's 1 failure. So you're now up to 3 hunger.
Mm-hmm.
And
Remind me at 3 hunger, how does it work?
that hunger is just gnawing at you. You know that if you get too much hungrier, you're going to start risking some stressful behaviors.
You see him kind of like gulp it down and then just shake his head and then just wait patiently, looking at the door as she comes through.
Okay, and real quick, Sin. The attention of the skincare line lights up.
Yes.
It's a little bit of a mixed response. A lot of people super excited. Some people think like, oh, her friend's just trying to do a cash grab on her disappearance. Other people being like, no, oh my god, you don't know how long it takes to set up a skincare line. She's clearly had this in the works for like at least a year. This was probably a street date that like they already had set in stone. So like you should really support Sin. And your fans really come to bat for you.
My sinners.
Yep. And
I'm in the comments.
if you could please roll me, and I'll hand these to you. Roll 2d10s, numeric.
7.
And
Oh, so 7 is 0, so 10. So that'd be a 7D or a 7?
7.
Okay.
So you get 7 responses at this time of people signing up for the trial.
As much as I hoped, but better than nothing.
And actually, because it's
Then again, it's been like
it's
an
you,
hour.
Roll again. Because you're checking from burner accounts.
Okay, and 9 and a 1.
Okay. So that would be 91.
91. Oh, it could have been 19, I guess, depending on which way. I guess I should have rolled
It's
one than
you.
the other. That's
It's
fair.
you.
91. So we're at 98
19
now.
seems very low.
You
Yeah.
you have 3 million followers. But you have 91 more people that have requested to sign up for this. So you have 98 total.
98. 98.
98 people
We
to
have a
choose from.
surplus.
Neat.
And the website did indicate that it is a selection process. So you'll be able to sift through these 98 to select whoever you think would work for this.
Okay.
The rest are put on a wait list.
Yeah.
I was just say I don't think I have Seamstress's contact at all, but
As she left, she would have.
Yeah, she would have given it to you.
Grabbed you.
okay. Well, do we have like a group chat?
We do.
Okay, so I just use that then. I'm just like, all right, I got 98 potentials, and it's been like
Incredible.
an hour since the video was posted.
It took me 100 years to make the connections that you've made in 2 hours. Congratulations. And there's a thumbs up, then a thumbs down emoji.
She just sends the like happy smiley face with the hands emoji.
Jazz hands.
Like
High fives.
Amazing.
Yeah, and you are currently trending on Twitter
That's the way I like it.
with 3 different hashtags.
Ooh.
Hashtag Bathory and Bodyworks.
Yes.
Hashtag Where is Sin? Hashtag We Miss You, Sin.
Oh.
And so Gordon, Tilly enters the room with a plate of beautiful coconut flavored rum cake, carrying the familiar yellow box that they come in,
No.
to give you the rest of it. And she sets it down on the table, gives you a little fork, and just once she catches your eyes, she just sort of stops. Gordon,
Yes, my dear.
what's this?
What is what?
What are you doing?
Oh, old habits die hard. I tend to want to be the best that I can project myself to be, and sometimes that comes in the form of what I perceive a person might like me to look like. Sometimes old memories fade or change how we are perceived, how we are thought of. We change over the years, so the best I can do to people is project myself in the best limelight that I can. And as someone who I have not met in so long, and the only person from the old country that I have seen in all these years. And then you kind of see if it works, is him kind of looking younger, looking closer to what he kind of looked like from back then.
And you will see Tilly not really reacting.
Mm-hmm.
She just reaches forward and pats your cheek and goes, "Oh, hon, you haven't changed a single bit. It's fine." And she goes and sits down completely unfazed by Majesty.
Okay. He keeps it on.
Mm-hmm.
He still keeps it on.
Vanity.
Vanity. And then he looks at her and goes, "So, my dear." And before he starts, he reaches down and very daintily, very like nostalgically takes a slow like forkful of the cake and takes a bite, and you just see him like savor it.
And where the last time your memories were of losing wind on the sea and all of the terror that comes with it, this is warm.
Mm-hmm.
This is a soft memory. It's a beautiful memory, sitting on the beach, eating cake, and people running all through the city, a time when the pirates ruled and England had yet to sink her claws into the heart of Nassau.
And you just see Gordon just reminiscing for a bit, and then the biggest smile comes on and goes, "I'm gonna regret having to upchuck that later."
And she goes, "That's why I gave you the box, so you can savor it whenever you want."
You're a sweetheart. Thank you.
I ordered them. They still make them down there. They're a little different because, all the rum brands think that they're fancy on the island, but it's still good enough.
It's close. It's close. And coming from you, I think that's what the final ingredient was. So do tell me, what have you been up to in these long years since you've been away from Nassau?
Oh, this and that. It's a long time. I just been going about. I sired my own child. She unfortunately passed away recently. But that's a bit all right. And you can hear that her accent, the longer she's talking to you, it's starting to fade into that Caribbean lilt to it. She does it much better than I do.
Yeah. So does Gordon, I think.
Yeah.
And kind of just
they both
into
kind
it.
of fall when two people from the same hometown start talking to each other.
Yeah.
And it becomes a little more Caribbean in accent. And she says, "Well, it's been hard. My clan just really doesn't get much of a good treatment, really, from all kind. I don't know how much you know about Malkavians. We're not really all the same upstairs, but..."
Well, I mean, some might see it as such, others just see it as a different way of thinking. What matters?
After I left Nassau, I just pretty much stayed around the south. I wanted to stay near the good food. But no, I was sired by some piece of shit
Aren't we all?
Some gentleman from a different ship. I grew up fully in Nassau, working in the bakery. I took over after Mama passed. But then after living there for a while, England took hold, and then United States became a thing, and I just decided to come on back up to Georgia. I didn't want to go all the way up to South Carolina. I figured that'd be strange seeing old faces, and Savannah's out of the question. I can't see my family, so I just kind of settled in Atlanta.
Oh, it's so strange that we've been in such close proximity all this time, and this is the first time we've had the opportunity to connect.
Oh, I don't really go out much. I own a bunch of businesses in 5 Points, and I don't even check on those. I send the boy to check on them for me.
I see.
But, you know, I want independent artists to flourish, so I try making sure that doors stay open in 5 Points.
That's quite the endeavor. I appreciate it. It seems a bit, though, that someone who I remember being such a rambunctious child that ran around seems odd. It seems, forgive me if I'm projecting, a bit sad to see someone like that go in and feels like it's almost like in hiding.
Well, madness can do that to a person.
Madness.
The world's a bit different.
Mm.
Like this. I'm still that rambunctious child from time to time.
Indeed,
Lord knows.
indeed.
Especially when I get to go on down to the art supply store. But really, the years take their toll, you know?
I see. I mean, I totally understand. And, Esty, any of those 6 points, were they anywhere in relation to, or would Gordon have had any proximity to any of those? Like, would he have had felt the impact to some of the things that list said that Tilly did?
No, the
people.
locations where those things were hidden for you were independent artist shops. They were, as she says it, you realize those were all businesses that Tilly owns. So somebody hid these things likely where either Tilly could find them or Tilly hid them so no one would find them in places she owned.
Right.
So could go either way.
But then in the list of things that were done, are there any of the events things that were well enough known that Gordon might have either gotten a hint of them when it did happen, or it might have affected either him or his crew or people that he knows?
Not directly. The final nights were kind of a free-for-all of violence. So placing even 30 acts during that 3-year span would be difficult.
I see.
But you kind of gather the final nights was really when the Sabbat went ham in the city. So it's more, this indicates to you which side of that war Tilly was on, that she was a part of the aggressor rather than the victims.
And just for my own history's sake, what was Anarch's role in all of that? How did that play out for them?
A little bit of both. Kind of watching their own tail. Atlanta was one of the few cities nearly decimated in the final nights, which is why the Camarilla sought to play nice with the Anarchs, because at this point there's so few of us left.
So as I listen to all of this, I go, as someone who also is from Nassau and has had to catch wayward winds to get over here, I totally empathize with the path you've had to take. I also understand, similar to you, I am also in a position where I must consider so much responsibility and care and stress as the Baron of the Anarchs in this city.
You're a Baron now.
I am indeed. Pirate to nobility. What a path.
Really, it's pirate captain to pirate captain, if you're honest.
Potatoes, I suppose. However, I too also know the weight of some of the decisions that we have to make in our time, especially when tough times come our way and we have to figure out what to do.
Yeah, indeed.
I'm not one to judge. What
You
we
certainly
do.
wouldn't be.
No, I'm not one to judge one when they're forced into a circumstance to make choices that they do not like or particularly care for. I guess what I mainly judge is what is the takeaway, correct? What do we move beyond after whatever has happened to us or whatever we end up doing? So my question, I guess, is where do you stand now with everything that has happened in your life? Who are you, or what do you identify most with?
Well, apparently I'm a house mother to a bunch of Malkavians. And another Sombra child and somebody else. And Lord knows my girlfriend's got her own thing going on with all the Tremere.
I suppose, yes. Do you ever feel guilt for anything you've ever done?
What is a life without guilt? Anybody who doesn't feel guilty over anything's a pretty awful person.
Indeed. But I guess the next question is, how do we atone for this guilt? It's
You're asking an awful lot of weird questions. You getting philosophical in these day and age?
400 years adds a lot of experience and time for thinking. Also, sometimes new information changes perspectives or how we wish to approach things. And
so then why'd you come to see me? It's starting to sound like this isn't a social call.
I wish it was, honestly. I wish it was simply that. I truly do, but...
Oh, I'm so sorry. And she reaches out and touches the side of your head, and everything goes dark. And that is where we are going to leave this for tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you, KP, for joining us again.
I'm fucked.
Take care of yourselves and each other. We love you very much. Good night.
Bye.